All right, everybody. Are you ready for this Italy-Belgium rematch? This is going to be good.
Yeah, should be interesting.
It's like Tips Moto put it, Italy's trying to prove that they're back, their resurgence is for real.
They're on a mission to show that last time wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, and Belgium, they've got some work to do with some big players out.
It's a real test for them.
Yeah.
Do they still hang with the best without their stars? We're going to find out.
So we've got Italy, the comeback kids, versus Belgium, dealing with some missing pieces. This UEFA Nations League match has a lot going on, and we're breaking it all down for you today.
Absolutely. And we're diving deep into Tips Moto's analysis to see what we can expect.
Okay, so let's start with Italy. Tips Moto is really hyping up their defense right now, calling it Italy's resurgence.
Yeah, their defense has been a wall lately, especially compared to the last time these two faced each other.
So what changed? Like, what are they doing differently now?
Well, the biggest change is the switch to a three-man backline. It's given them so much more stability, and opponents are struggling to create clear-cut chances.
Interesting. So it's not just about clearing the ball. They're actually preventing those dangerous attacks before they even happen.
Exactly. They're organized, disciplined, and they've got this great mix of young talent and experienced veterans back there.
Yeah, that's what I thought was really interesting about what Tips Moto was saying. It's not just one or the other. They've got this balance.
And that's where the rebuilding narrative gets really intriguing.
Mhm.
Can these young players handle the pressure of a match with this much history, this much on the line?
Especially against a team like Belgium. Even a slightly weakened Belgium.
Right, and that's the big question mark hanging over Belgium right now.
Yeah, let's talk about that because Tips Moto did not hold back. They pointed out some really important players who are going to miss this match.
Yeah, for sure. We're talking about guys who are usually the heart and soul of their attacked players, who can change a game in an instant.
So for those of us who maybe don't follow every single roster update, how big of a deal are these absences?
It's huge, no doubt about it. These are key players who bring a lot to the table, both in terms of goals and overall creativity. Tips Moto even said their recent performances have been a mixed set of results, which basically means they've been all over the place.
A mixed set of results. This is a diplomatic way of putting it.
Right. I chuckled when I read that.
So is this just a temporary blip because of these missing players, or is there something more we should be worried about with Belgium?
It's a really good question, and that's what makes this match so interesting. It's
Right.
like, are they going to be okay, or is this a sign of bigger problems,
Yeah, is this a blip or a trend?
Exactly. And Tips Moto pointed out a few tactical things that Belgium has tried in their recent matches without those key guys, and it just seems like they haven't found that right mix yet,
Yeah, really? Like what kinds of things?
Well, for example, in their last match against, opponent, yeah, they tried this 4-4-2 formation,
Okay.
and it just didn't work. Their midfield was totally overloaded, and
Yeah.
opponent, they just sliced right through them.
So they're trying to adjust their usual game plan, but it's backfiring a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think Tips Moto was a little bit hesitant to make any bold predictions about this match, because it's really hard to say how Belgium is going to approach this one.
Right, because normally they're all about attack, attack, attack.
Exactly. High-scoring matches, the drill. But without those guys,
You're right.
they might play more cautiously against Italy, like inviting Italy to attack and then trying to hit them on the counter.
Well, that's interesting. So use Italy's aggression against them.
Exactly. It's a classic tactic when you're missing key players and you want to kind of control the pace of the game a little bit more.
Okay, so I see how this might play into those expected goals, or XG, that Tips Moto mentioned.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you remind me what exactly XG is? I feel like I should know this, but...
Oh, yeah, of course. So basically, it's a way to measure the quality of chances a team creates
Okay.
instead of just looking at how many goals they actually score, right?
Wow.
So a shot from 2 yards out, high XG, a long-range shot with a bunch of defenders in the way that's going to be a much lower XG.
So it's like, how likely is that shot to actually go in based on all these different factors?
Exactly. It takes
Yeah.
the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
And when you look at the numbers, Tips Moto's supercomputer gives Italy the edge in this match because of that strong defense. And, well, let's just say they don't see Belgium scoring a ton of goals.
Makes sense. So based on their recent performances, Italy is statistically more likely to create those high-quality chances.
Exactly.
But, Belgium might surprise us. They still have some very talented players even without those big names.
Yeah, for sure.
This is where I get really interested in the individual players. Like, are there any rising stars that we should be keeping an eye on?
Oh, absolutely.
People who could use this match to really make a statement.
Yeah, for sure. On the Italian side, definitely check out Name of specific Italian player.
Okay.
They've been on fire lately,
Oh, yeah?
and they're a key part of that new three-man backline I was talking about. Really good at reading the game, anticipating plays, and even launching attacks from deep in their own half.
Interesting. So they could really cause some problems for Belgium.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then on the Belgian side, it's all eyes on name of specific Belgian player.
Okay. And who are they?
So they usually play a more defensive role, but with some of the attackers missing, they're going to have more freedom to go forward.
Got it.
Keep an eye on their passing in that final third. That's going to be crucial for Belgium if they want to unlock Italy's defense.
So it's like you said earlier, this match is a huge test for both teams, but it's also a chance for some of these individual players to really step up and prove themselves on a big stage.
Absolutely.
Now, for those of us who might want to add a little bit of extra excitement to this match,
Yeah?
any early betting tips from you based on all this analysis we've been talking about and what Tips Moto had to say?
So Tips Moto, they're really high on that both teams to score bet for this match.
Yeah, I can see why.
I mean, with all the attacking talent we've been talking about, it's tempting, right? It's definitely a possibility. I mean, Italy's defense has been fantastic, but Belgium, they always seem to find a way to create chances even when they're missing some key players.
Right.
Personally, though,
Yeah.
I'm leaning a little bit towards the under on total goals for this one.
Really? Under on goals. Okay, so you're going against Tips Moto's Sutra computer on this one. I like it. Explain yourself.
Well, think about it. With so much on the line for both teams, I think we could see a very cagey, tactical kind of match.
Okay.
Italy's going to try to control possession, frustrate Belgium.
Right.
Belgium, without their usual firepower, they might prioritize defense a little bit more and just look for opportunities on the counterattack.
Interesting. So more of a chess match than a goal fest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It might not be the highest scoring game, but it's going to be intense. Every little moment is going to matter.
Oh, I love it. I love those kinds of matches. The tension just builds and builds.
Yeah, exactly. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
And you know what else I love about this matchup? It just feels like a glimpse into the future of these two teams, you know?
Yeah,
Italy with these young stars and this new defensive solidity, they're trying to get back to the top.
for sure.
Belgium, they're being tested right now, but they're still a top team, and they want to prove they can win without some of their biggest names.
Absolutely. It's a huge opportunity for some of these other players to step up.
Exactly. So much on the line. So before we wrap up, I got to ask you, what's your prediction for this match? You going with Italy, Belgium, or are we thinking a draw?
You know me, I always try to stay objective, but I'm going to go with a hard-fought 1-1 draw.
Ooh, I like it. A draw where both teams kind of feel like they could have won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A point apiece leaves everything still to play for in the Nations League.
Keeps it interesting, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, folks, there you have it. Italy versus Belgium, round two. A clash of styles, a battle of wills, and a match you absolutely do not want to miss. What do you think? Is this Italy's time to shine? Can Belgium overcome those missing pieces? Let us know your predictions. This has been The Deep Dive signing off.